Solve linear systems graphically. Question 3. Solve the given linear system graphically. Y equals to x minus 2 and x plus y equals to 4. So we have two linear equations here. Linear means representing lines. So two equations, more than one, form a system. So more than one, 2 is more than one. Therefore, it forms a system. Since the equations are representing lines, it forms linear system. Now the third term here used is solve. Solve means actually finding point of intersection, and graphically is the process by which we are trying to find it, and that's the graph which we have. So we'll plot these lines on the graph, and wherever they intersect is the solution of our linear system graphically. That's the total meaning of this topic, which we are going to see, which we are going to work on a couple of videos. Okay, now let's solve the first equation, which is y equals to x minus 2. Now this equation is given to us in slope-intercept form. So let's find out the intercept. Y-intercept is minus 2. So that's our y-intercept. So that's the first point. And what is the slope? Slope is the coefficient of x. In this case, it is just 1. That means rise of 1 and run of 1. Okay? So let's do it. So we do rise 1, run 1, get a point. So rise of 1 and then run of 1, and we get another point, which is here. Then again rise 1 and run. We get the next point. Correct. Now joining these points, we get a line. So let's sketch this line. It is going through these diagonals. There it goes, and they are all aligned. Once aligned, it's a good time to sketch the line. There it is. So we can draw this line here, and we can write down here that this line is y equals to x minus 2. So that's the first line. Second line is x plus y equals to 4. The method to draw this is probably to find x and y intercepts. That's perfect. We find x-intercept and y-intercept for that line. Okay. Once we find x and y-intercept, then we can very easily draw this. Now, what is x-intercept? X-intercept is a point where the line crosses x-axis, like this line crosses at 2. So at this point you will see y is 0. At any x-intercept, y is always 0. So we can plug in 0 for y and solve. So if I write 0 for y, I get x equals to 4. That's easy. X equals to 4. And therefore, our x-intercept is 4, 0. Correct? So that becomes the x-intercept of our line. And we'll also find the y-intercept. But before that, let's plot this point. 4, 0 means this. So that's the point for line number 2. Now let's find the y-intercept. For y-intercept is the point where the line intersects y-axis, like this line. At this point, x is always 0. Okay, so x is 0. So let's put x as 0 and find what y is. Well, if x is 0, y equals to 4, and therefore y-intercept is 0, 4. So we get the next point, which is 4 on the y-axis. We can join these 2 points and get our second line. So if we do so, we find, well, they are intersecting at the point which is crossed by these 2 lines. And the point of intersection is right here, right? And that is the solution. So we say, well, our solution is the point where the 2 lines intersect. And this is at 3, 1. X value is 3 and y value is 1. And that is the solution. You can check your solution. How to check the solution? This is what I'm telling you here and not in other videos. To check means if I plug in 3, then I should get 1 for y in both the cases. Or you can say, if I plug 3 for x, y for 1, my equation should be balanced or same both sides. Let's try it out. So if I write 3 for x and 1 for y in the first equation, what do I get? I get 1 equals to 3 minus 2, and yes, 3 minus 2 is 1. Left and right side are equal, so the equation is perfect. Therefore, this point lies on the first line. How about the second line? Let's put 3 for x. We get 3 plus 1. That gives us 4, which is the right side. So that also matches. So it is a perfect solution to our equations, the linear system, and which we found graphically. I hope you appreciate and learn this method. It's so easy to do, but sometimes if this point would not have been at that corner, let's say if it was here, sometimes it's very difficult to read the solution. But apart from that, you get fairly good idea about your solution. So in many scenarios, this is probably the best way of doing it. Okay, thank you.